computation. Electrostatic. By the way, what is an electrostatic force? Actually, it is the branch of physics that deals with the study of electric charge at static or at stationary, something like that, okay? So that's why electrostatic, a combination of electrical charge and the static, something like that. Point, ganon. But these are both applicable to moving and static, okay? This topic. Okay. Hoy, kumusta na ang mga Benjamin Franklin who discovered that light poles repel and unlike poles attract. So, we have repulsive forces and attractive forces. Okay, sa ito paano? Intermolecular forces also if we try to refer that to the molecules. But since this is electricity, we don't touch about molecules, right? Ganon. Nakakaloka. Diba guys, mga ganon. Okay? Ay nako, nakakaloka. Ganon. Okay, nakakaloka. Okay, nakakaloka. Kung sa ganito guys, non-metals plus non-metals, di ba? And then non-metals plus non-metal is the unique compound. Non-metals plus non-metals are the molecular compound. Ganon. Sa ito pa, by theory, you cannot obtain an ions if you add non-metals to non-metals. Okay? And then, in that topic, you can understand really what are the non-metals. At least there are 17 non-metals, including the noble gases in the period number 8 in the last column of the periodic table. Okay? There's a connection for this. I will discuss later on. I'll just drink the coffee. To activate my brain cells, to awaken my brain cells. Okay, magbilar tayong higayuna. Makainuno ko ka ng mga kuan sa una guys. Before in our place, you know, something na makuan, then magbilar dayon. Okay. You know what I mean, right? Na supas, charot. Okay, and then maabot og mga 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, yung chika-chika, ganun, whatever. Kung naay makuan ba, you know what I mean. Okay? Bilar-bilar dayon. Okay, and then muli siya ngani pero this point in time is not it's only vlogging the bilar-bilar. Another type. Napod siya bilar-bilar guys na in terms of since I am also a Catholic Christian, we have also a bilar and the vigil. So it happens in the Quaresma, something like that, Lenten season, and you have to go different church. Like that, you have to do the vigil and you will sleep very long, very late, something like that. So, it's gonna be like that, the Lenten season or the Quaresma. Diba? Okay? Muna siya another form of bilar. Nakatong na yung machugi, bilar po to. Kaya siya, bilar po din siya, but discussion and vlogging of academic information. Wow, nakakalaw ka, diba? Shout out to President Bongbong Marcos, if you're watching right now. We friend me kuan Idol BBM. His channel every time, and also to Ate Sara. Okay. Official FB page of Ate Sara and Kuya Bongbong. I love you, Ate Sara. Talaga? Yes. Grabe kayo kung makigaway kukugod sa ni Ate Sara o ni Kuya Bongbong. Really. And the fight is worth it. Huwag ko matuga ito mga kadlawn, 2 o'clock like that, just to, just to present my philosophy regarding my political views like that in the unit team. And then it really paid off. Really. Okay? This is the second time I really won. I really favored and I really supported, not the late, the PRR, right? President Rodrigo Duterte before, and then he won also. Okay? Now, I supported also BBM and he won also. Good choices, right? Because I really research something like that. And I really feel the you know, the majority. Okay, not only for few, something like that. Okay. Ganon. Okay, lamig coffee, guys. In fairness, you want to drink coffee? Okay. So, magsugod na ta sa atong physics lecture. This is again your physics professor, engineer Sotero Nepomuceno Jr., a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Chemical Engineering at Cebu Institute of Technology. Oh, diba? Cebu Institute of Technology, now the university. Shout out sa akong mga mentors sa CIT University, to Engineer Amis Pacamalan, the head of Chemical Engineering, okay, and of Chemical Engineering faculty staffs also, especially to Hoy, Ma'am Bacalso, peace. Actually, si Ma'am Bacalso, ano siya? Kailangan ko bang sabihin? Okay, she is a Dilawan, but she is my mentor in the Chemical Engineering class. Okay, peace, Ma'am Bacalso. Like that. It's parang taga Bicol region siya, something like that. Okay? Of course, maganda talaga eh. Balewik. You know Balewik? Balewik is baluarte in Bisaya. Okay? In English, Balewik. Right? Balewik territory of Lenny Robredo, ang Bicol region. Okay? Something like that. Oh my gosh! Going back na sa atong topic. Okay, I will be able to discuss a little bit with the small concepts of subatomic particles. Okay, like that. We have electron, proton, neutron. Okay. Now, what is the mass of an electron? Okay, you should memorize this every time, huh? Because it will come out really in the board examination. Something like that. Okay, not all the time, but it happens really. Okay, it's gonna be 9.11 times 10 to the negative 31 kilogram. Okay, this is the mass of an electron. How about the mass of the proton? The mass of the proton is equal to, okay, let me think, my friend. If you know, then you can tell me also. So it's gonna be 1.67 times 10 to the negative 27 kilogram. Okay, just basically near to the neutron. 1.666 blah 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 so and so, nearly equal times 10 to negative 27. I may explain why nearly equal, the proton and the neutrons. Why? Okay, because if we have the theory of John Dalton atomic theory, and the Niels Bohr theory of, you know, atomic structure, something that is going to be the atom, right? Let's say like this, okay? And this is the, you know, we have the nucleus here, okay, nucleus, something like that, okay? So, and the nucleus composed of proton plus neutron bonded together here, like this, okay? Before going, splitting to proton and neutron, based on my research, this is coming from quarks. Okay, composite reaction of the quark, something like that, will yield proton and neutrons. But these are not yet discussed very well in, you know, in our education. Okay, but based on my research, it's coming from the quarks, these proton and neutrons. Okay, now protons and neutrons are bonded together. That's why their masses are almost nearly equal to each other, because they are bonded here. Okay. And then the electrons are in the outermost shell, rotating like that. Very light, because negative 31 is the exponent. Okay, here, like this. And the electrons is our basis in our arrangement of our periodic table. That's why we have electronic configuration. Okay, it will determine if it is lying on the first orbital, second orbital, like that, blah blah blah, so and so. Okay, with the point, it's gonna be like that. And then we touch a little bit of mass number. This is rated for this. Okay, mass number is equal to the number of protons plus the number of neutrons. So proton is also equal to the atomic number. Okay, atomic number Okay, and then your mass number is equal to your molecular weight but without the unit. Or meaning to say relative, something like that, atomic mass unit. Okay, so it's gonna be, for example, if you have the mass of, let us say, radon, the mass number of radon or atomic weight of radon is 222 gram per atom. So the mass number also is 222 but no unit. It's gonna be like that. So that's the difference between mass number and atomic weight or atomic mass. Okay, get the point? Anak siya. So mass number. Mass number only. See, mass number. Okay? So a number don't have any unit by common sense. Okay? Like that. So if you rewrite this one, it's gonna be mass number is equal to atomic number A plus neutrons. Ganon. Okay? And then how can you compute the charge, Sir Sotero? Charge. Charge, electrical charge is equals to proton minus electron. Like that. Okay? Now if you see guys, like for example this one, 4.3 times 10 to the 21 protons and equals 6.8 times 10 to the 21 electrons. So the higher the value would represent the sign. Okay? Meaning to say, proton here is negative. The result will be negative because the electron is higher than the proton. So meaning to say, your charge rate is negative because electrons are higher than your protons. So the higher the value of electrons or protons would represent your electrical charge. Okay, you get the point. It is applicable for all, something like that. Okay, and now in the neutron, you can do a lot of transposed in math, right? Transpose to the left, some to the right, and you know that already, right? In basic algebra. Okay, something like that. But the basic for the neutrons is gonna be protons plus electrons is equals to neutrons. Meaning to say, positive proton and negative electrons, it will become to zero because the charge of neutron is zero. Okay? Charge of proton is positive 1. Charge of electron is negative 1. Something like that. So, neutron is zero. So, how can you determine that one? When it is not being charged yet. For example, if I have carbon atom, okay, let's take an example for the carbohydrates. The carbohydrates have an empirical formula of CH2O. And the molecular formula for this is going to be C6H12O6. And this is representing the family of the carbohydrates. Okay? Then you need to understand what's the difference of an empirical formula and the molecular formula. So the molecular formula would represent only the molar mass and the molecular weight, but never to the empirical formula. Empirical formula is a simplest form. See, simplest. So the number of atoms are very less compared to the molecular formula. That's one of your identification. If it is really simplified, then it is a empirical formula. Something like that. You get the point, mga palangga? Ganon. Okay. So this is the carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Ganon. So, muna siya may tabo. So, going back here. So, a metal sphere has 4.3 times 10 to the 21 protons and 6.8 times, what's this? Times 10 to the 21 electrons. What is the net electric charge of a metal sphere? So, it's understood that your electrical net charge will be negative by theory without computation. First, by theory, you could expect that the net electric charge will be negative. Okay, your what you call anticipation of your answer, something like that. Now, metal sphere. What is a metal sphere? Okay, so this is also, guys, natutulog pa ba kayo sa mga Pilipinas? Ma'am Rothusaurus Victorilio, thank you so much for watching. Okay, and then, is this playing an important role in our problem or not? Because sometimes also in problem solving, most of the examiners will be in trouble if there are a lot of useless data and decoration. Me also, I'm a victim for that because I want really to pasok sa banga the data. For example, if I have the appropriate equations to be used, and I will be worried for other data to be used also because what's in my mind, it has a relevance why they put that in the problem. Actually, it's not like that. Lately na ako siya discovered when I already passed the licensure chemical engineering examination. Na dili pala yung anak siya, guys. Okay? So, kung saan mapasok sa banga, yun lang yun. So, the other will be useless. The other will be a decoration. Just only to emphasize that this is gonna be related to that, like that. Here, is the metal sphere geometrical shape is related to this problem or not? Answer me. Okay? Actually, the sphere, the volume of a sphere is 4 over 3 pi r cubed. And the area of a sphere is 4 pi r squared. Right? If you're going to integrate and differentiate, then you will take the limits. Okay, the upper limits and the lower limits. And you need to understand the D1 to D25. Oy, engineering, pasok sa banga. Differentials 1 to differential 27 and integral 1 to integral 27. Which is higher, integration or differential? I think it's gonna be integral. Right? Okay. Okay, wait guys ha. I need to get my I need to diba, nakakaloka. Okay? You know guys, I think I found integral calculus is more easy for me. Sorry, okay, because the others also found difficulty in integral, but here's my transcript of records. I will check my integral calculus here. How much? Charot. Integral calculus. Charot, charot. Where is you? Okay, nakakaloka yung integral calculus ko. Math, right? Physical principles, unit operation, ganganan, chupa-chupa. Okay, college physics, differential equations. Okay, advanced technical writing and research. Charot. Okay, nasaan siya? Uy, gusto ko makita kong integral calculus na grade. Nakakaloka. Murag na ako yung isang nga mag-ikumatul sa dean's list because of that. Usa ka subject siya ng ni gamay. Asa man to? Charot! Okay, my differential calculus is 3.8. What's 3.8 here? It's gonna be, ano lang siya? It's gonna be 84%. Okay, because our highest is 5. Okay, and then my integral chuba-chuchu. Nakakaloka. Kasi nagkuan-kuani, nag-summer. Iwan ko kita sa akong integral. Nasaan na ba itong integral? Okay, this is page 1, page 2. Diba? Ganon. Ay, kung wala ko na-take og integral. Char! Libat ko guys because you know, I'm very, very old and my eyes getting tired already. Okay. This is the effect. Charot. Okay, asa naman to, uy? Huwag ko kita sa kong integral calculus. Because my eyes are tired. Nakakaloka. Asa naman to, mga palangga? Uy, nakakaloka. Wow. Chemistry. Favorite talaga akong chemistry, no? Okay. Nakakaloka. Ano naman to, eh? Huwag ko kita, guys! Integral materials, organic chemistry, ganganon, chuba-chucho. Okay, industrial processes and control. Okay, physical principles, chemical processes, chemical engineering, elective. Oh my gosh, nakakaloka. Unit operations, mass transfer, industrial processes and control, engineering economics. Wow. And unit operations economics, plant design, engineering management. Nakakaloka. Saan naman ito? Uy, organic chemistry. Okay, like the blah 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 so and so. Allah. Okay, college algebra, chemistry, engineering drawing, analytic geometry, differential calculus. Okay, this page 1. Page 2 sa page 2. Differential equation. No, wala ko ano guys, integral. Oh my gosh! Differential calculus, it's impossible. Really? Dahil ka nakakaloka, nasayop niya akong kuan. CV or ako lang mata. Wait. Okay. Ano nakakaloka guys? Okay. chemical engineering, industrial processes, probability, nakakaloka. And principles, industrial, sociology, unit operations, chemical engineering, gaganon, jabachocho. Uy! Kung nakalimutan mo siguro lang ang kung integral. Uy, asa na ito kung integral calculus? Uy! Nakakaloka. Ay, nako, pila. Wow, consistent ko, guys! Akong integral calculus, nakita na nako. So, my integral calculus is 3.8. Okay? 3.8, mga ganon-ganon. Okay, sa to pa. Pila mo ng 3.8? So, ang among 5 is, ano ba siya? 100%. 99, okay, 94, 93, 92, 91. Charot! Ganon, 94. Okay, mga nani siya sa kuan. Sa mga... Really? Sure ka? Ano dahil guys, oy? Kaya ang 85, ano ba ya siya? Ang 4 is 89%. So, ang 3.9 is 88. 3.8. 88% akong grade sa kuan. Integral calculus and differential calculus because I have the same grades of both integral calculus and differential calculus. Then not 88%. Okay? But I don't love these subjects. Ako lang gitanaw, pero in fairness ba? Nali akong transcript of records. Ay, di ba? Okay, so, mo to siya. Uy, pinali akong algebra. Ako sa nilo ng algebra, kaya ginali ko algebra. Okay. Okay, murnam na pilit nito sa akong utok ang kuan mga concept sa algebra. Pinaka ko algebra sa art. May mamiyong traw sa akong transcript. Okay. Algebra. Nakakaloka. Algebra. Saan naman algebra? Nalibat naman ko ani eh. Basta man ang algebra first year. Ask kayo 3 pages in my transcript kasi oh. Diba? Ganun. 3.8? Namhilig ko 3.8 ay. Grabe, consistent kayo sa 3.8. Ganon! Nagkakaloka. Okay. Balik taan ng higayon na. Okay? Ito guys, go to integral calculus ha? O differential calculus. Okay. Guys, I really scan in the morning also because when I have time, I will watch my transcript of records, something like that. Because when I was reading in college, guys, you know, I am sad because it was in 4th year college. I think so it's gonna be 2nd semester in which I failed to be in the dense list anymore. But starting from 1st year to 4th year, 1st semester, I think so. I still in the dense lister, but when it's already in the going to the 5th year, I haven't made it. Because nainat siya sa mga ano, char. I think it was unit operations. The mass transfer, kinaglibog ko ato. Okay? Nakakaloka. Okay? Ano siya hitabo? Okay, mga palangga akong hitad. Okay. But still, pasok sa banga ang iyang kuwan ha, yung average kay, you know, if I will be not maintaining my grade, then I cannot grab my scholarship already. Okay, my scholarship is a presidential scholar sponsored by Fidel V. Ramos. Something like that. That is GSTPE, a public scholarship by the government. Something like that. Oh my gosh! Going back to the problem. Okay, then I want you also to motivate your sons and daughters to apply for academic scholarship if they are really good in, you know, there's scholastic records, right? Academic scholastic record. Ganun yun, scholastic. Nakakaloka. Okay, or academic subjects performance. O diba? Ganon. Okay, going back to this. A metal sphere has 4.3 times 10 to the 21 protons and 6.8 times 10 to the 21 electrons. What is the net electric charge on this metal sphere? Asking for the net electric charge. Net means F net. Ganon. So, measure F net pa rin siya. Okay? Now, you involve only protons and electrons, right? Okay. So, let's draw. Protons. The charge is positive. Electrons, the charge is negative. Diba? Like that. Now, take note. Protons, 4.3 times 10 to the 21. And then we have also the, what's this? The electrons is 6.8 times 10 to the 21. According to the scientist, Mr. Benjamin Franklin, okay, opposite charges will react or attract. Okay? So, this opposite, right? So, it's gonna be your electric force will be going to the center here, like that, meeting each other. Okay? So, the same as your electric field will be meeting together also. Something like that, okay? And both and the force, this is directly proportional to electric force and your electric field. Okay, so it's gonna be like that. Okay? So if it's gonna be like that, what will be happening? You will follow the direction of your F net. So F net is equal to, because it's going to the right? Positive, okay, positive F to the protons, electric force of the protons. And then this one's going to the left, it's negative force of your electrons. Okay? Then it's very obvious, pretty obvious that your electron is higher. So your net charge will be negative. As I told you a while ago, negative na siya, asahan mo na siya. Something like that. Now, how can we do this? So, metal sphere is not included in this problem. It's only a decoration. We don't touch the geometry equation for this. Okay? Like that. It's only the electrical charge we are concentrating with. Okay. Now, we have also the force is equals to the Coulomb's law constant K times the charges Q1, Q2 over R squared. Now we have the Q1 for the protons, Q2 for the electrons, and we have also the K. Our problem is we don't have the force, and we have also the radius. Okay. So we have a limited data here. Okay. So we use this formula. Okay, for this. So we can directly apply this formula like this, and then all we have to do is conversion. Because we have already the protons, how can you get the charge of the protons? This is your main problem. If you don't have the stock knowledge, you cannot get this one. Okay? Like electrons and protons, not mention the charge. Okay? So you will remember Mr. Coulomb. Okay? Mr. Coulomb, as I also stated that, okay, one electron has a charge or electric charge of 1.6027 times 10 to the negative 19 coulombs. So this will be our standard. But this is not limited only to electrons. Applicable also to neutrons and proton, but most of the times with the electron. Okay? Get the point? What I mean is more applied to electrons, but it doesn't mean it is not applied to neutron and proton. Okay? Get the point? Ganun siya. Now, since electron is a negatively charged particle, you may write here negative in your charge. Okay? And the proton is, you may write positive. Something like that, 1.602 times 10 to the negative 19 column, something like that. Okay? Now, so we have the proton here. So how can we convert that to charge? So this one is, it's not really basing on the standard formula. You are basing on the, what do you call this one? Conversion way of solving the problem, in dimensional analysis. Because there are two types, in my learning in college, there are two types of solving the problems. Could either be based on standard formulas and equations, and the other one will be in the conversion factors or dimensional analysis way of solving, meaning the long way of solving. Cancel like that, multiply like that, and then what will remain like that, going from the left to the right like that. Okay, there are two methods in math. So there are also people comfortable with the dimensional analysis. There are also people comfortable with the standards, equations, and formulas. Okay, because to those people, not me, a little bit. To those people who like dimensional analysis, they are the people who have a very quick mathematical analysis. Okay, because it doesn't follow the standards equation, but they can still get the answer. Okay, but this is the example for this. This has no standard formula. This kind of problem. Okay, so anaonin mo na ang proton. So 4.3 times 10 to the 21 proton. O, ganon. And every one proton, like that, how much is the charge? As I mentioned here, right? It's 1.6027 times 10 to the negative 19. Right? So how much? So cancel the proton, proton, proton. What will be left is your coulomb. Okay, as simple as that. Okay, so 4.3, ganyan chuchu. Okay, so 4.3, what's that guys? 4.3 exponent to the 21, okay, times 1.6027 exponent to the negative 19. Then you have 689.161. So you have, for the protons, you have 689.161 Newton. Okay, like that. How about your electrons? You have electrons 6.8, right? So 6.8 times 10 to the, okay, ano to? 21, the same unit, the same exponent. Electrons, in every one electrons, there's an electrical charge of 1.6027 times 10 to the negative 19 coulomb. So cancel electron, no. Okay, ganon. Okay, 6.8 reached the power 21 times 1.6027 exponential to the negative 19 is equal to 1089. What's that? 0.836 Newton. Okay, this is negative because this is electron. So the answer will carry the sign, right? So F net is equals to proton minus electrons. Proton is 689 and your electrons will be 1089.836. 1089.836. Okay. When you use the minus here, guys, be careful. You don't have to carry the negative signs already. But if you add the two, protons plus electrons, be careful. You have to carry the sign here. Okay? Because in the theory, you have to a negative answer because the electrons is higher. That is the first to understand theory first. Because in your mathematical operation, anything can happen here. Okay, you see, proton minus electron, proton plus electron, proton minus electron, minus. Okay, then if you carry the sign, it will become positive in algebra. Okay, minus is positive. Okay, so you don't have to do that. So if you need to add, so proton plus electron, then this is correct. But in here, you carry the sign now of the electron. It's going to be plus minus 1089.836, so that your answer will be negative. Because in the theory, your answer will be negative. So you need to satisfy the theory. That's why we have the practical application, so that we need to prove that our theory is correct. Okay? Something like that na back up sa atong theory, ang atong mga problem solvings. Okay, so 689 minus 1089.836. But for me, I need to follow this one because this is the appropriate one. Because proton is positive and electron is negative. So P minus E. Okay? Get the point? But the other way also, it's gonna be like that. Ano ko sa sayon? Charot! Okay, 689 minus 1089.836. So our answer will be 400. Okay? Negative 400 Newton. Why negative? Because electrons is higher than your protons. Okay? Negative 400. The higher value of your charge will carry the sign. Okay? That's very clear. Again, the higher the value of your charge will carry the sign. Okay? Like that. So, any questions so far? Nothing, right? I have nothing. Thank you so much for watching. Sir Cantal Winante, Sibingan. Mga kaliwat. Okay? The Cantal clan and the Lapitan clan. Okay. I will tell you something, you know, when I do the application of the form and then asking for the middle name and the middle name, I get in trouble because sometimes I will put Lapitan. Okay. This said, it is really the middle name when your mother is still not married. Before, I keep on putting Lapitan. Okay. Now, this said it's Cantal because Cantal is the middle name of my mother when she is not yet married. So in government application forms, this is what they want. The middle name of your mother. That's why when I apply for application forms in the government application, sometimes it will be not successful. This is the reason. Always like this. You will consider the middle name of your mother when she is still not yet married. And that is maiden name. I thought the middle name is not the same, right? Oh, it's just the same, sorry. But it's not the same pala siya, no? Okay. Look a point. I'm not aware. Nakakaloka. Okay? Especially when you apply for passport, you should be careful there. You need to do that. Not the middle name of your mother when he's already married, when she is already married. When she is still not yet married. Her middle name you will put there in the application. Nakakaloka. Diba? May ganun eksena. Okay, thank you so much for watching this vlog. I hope you like it, mga palangga ko hitad. Okay, so thank you so much. You can share this to your sons and daughters, to your friends, your colleagues, something like that, and to anybody else who has topic or subject physics nowadays or at present. Okay, you can subscribe to my YT channel if you like that. I am very happy for that. Okay, and then you can click the notification bell for some news updates that I have a senior job. Ato na siya isagad this because next week I'll not be doing physics anymore. Bye physics. Like that. Okay, so we will be dealing next week with HELTH. Oh my gosh, my favorite, health science. Okay, and then the anatomy. Okay, you know what is an anatomy? And then the physiology. Okay, the physiology, and then the last will be the epidemiology. Epidemiology. The epidemiology talks more on the viruses, bacteria, fungi, like that, and all kinds of living organisms, like that. And then the diseases also will come in, how to control, how to prevent diseases, something like that. The different types of diseases will be mentioned here in the epidemiology. Okay, I can only tell the basic because I'm not a medical doctor. Okay, don't expect me to go deeper. And then physiology also, don't expect me also to go deeper. Same as anatomy. Anatomy can be managed a little bit, right? But this too is very complex, related to medical science. Okay? Take note, the science is still attached, right? Science is very important subject of all. Okay? Bachelor of Science, major in blah blah blah. Bachelor of Science, major in blah blah blah. So we are wondering why it's always attached with science. All courses have BS. And until that also, when you graduate your bachelor's degree, you still have the masters. Masters of Science pa rin siya. Masters of Science, major of blah blah blah. Masters of Science, major in blah, meaning MS. Okay. And then in your PhD, I think have also science, physical science. I'm not sure with PhD because that's the last step to become a doctor in your specialization. Okay, for example, I need to proceed with, after I finish my MS Chemical Engineering, and after that I will become a doctor in Chemical Engineering. So, and that's the time I can make my own books. Like the Chemical Engineer books authored by Engineer Sotero Nepomuceno Jr. O, diba? Nakakaloka. Okay, and PhDs are more on the higher level positioning. And if you have PhDs or even masterals, your points in migrating to Europe and US is very high. Okay? If you have PhDs and, you know, masterals. Okay? Because the engineering status in the Philippines, when you go to Europe, when you go to America, is lower because in the past, we're not using the K-12 educational system. Okay? And now our young generations are following this, so there will be no problem anymore. But still, you have to take up again units when you're going to work in US and America. Meaning, the engineer of Philippines is not an engineer in America. You still have to study more. Okay, not the same. The standards are high, especially the Oxford University and the Harvard University, and especially also the Michigan University. Okay, ganon. Ang Michigan University, kasagaran sa mga libro guys, atong ginagamit sa ato is from Michigan University, University of Texas. We are just following their, so grabe ang standards pala, no? O, ganon. Okay, any questions so far? Wala na, so mabalik sa akong kalas na question. Ano ba ito itong last question? I think muna to siya guys. Mga tulad ta. So after that, the last topic will be more on the electric charge, but not talking on point charges. More on the objects like that. Mga ganun-ganun. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye. God bless everybody. Remember that Jesus loves us, you and me, all over the world. Wow. Diba? Are you still? Nagmata pa mo guys?